Hi, my name is Zoe Perry, and welcome to my TED Talk. Now, ladies, people of color, LGBTQ folks, veterans, the list goes on and on and on. Have you ever felt out of place? Have you ever felt unvalued? Men, particularly white, cisgendered men. Have you ever wanted to help, but you just weren't sure how? Now let's talk. Let's talk diversity, and let's talk inclusion. It's time to make a real change. Before the Civil Rights Act of 1964, workplace discrimination was entirely legal, with the most common forms being race, disability, and gender. Now, soon after, President Johnson created the Affirmative Action Program. So yes, diversity is encouraged by law and harassment is illegal. But that doesn't mean that it's completely eradicated from our society, and we know that. Despite affirmative action and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, white men still hold the vast majority of executive positions in public relations firms and other corporations, while white women make up 70% alone of the workforce in public relations. Now, the U.S. Census Bureau predicts that in the next 2 years, over a third of the U.S. population will be racial minorities. This population of this country is changing, and businesses must catch up. Diversity makes a workplace more positive and more efficient. And a little-known secret, diversity also helps a business succeed monetarily. Companies like Google, Kodak, and Ford have picked up on the secret, enabling them to create a more welcoming, inclusive environment, which translates into impressive profit margins. For example, an agency was tasked with marketing a hair product for Black women. The agency's employees of color were successfully able to package, advertise, market, and everything in between the product, since they understood the culture that surrounded it. This public relations and diversity success story can be used as motivations for agencies looking to diversify their offices. Now, some ways to improve diversity are the following. Employees, listen up. Employers, listen up. Organizations should make sure to do thorough internal reviews of all job postings to make sure there isn't any room for improvement. Is there anything that would discourage an applicant to apply based on their identity? Diversity isn't just race. Would a blind person, for example, be able to submit a job application successfully to your company? Companies should utilize foreign languages to accommodate more of their employees. While nearly everyone in American agencies speak English, many employees prefer languages like Spanish or whatever their native tongue is. Pace Foods in San Antonio translated their entire employee handbook into Spanish for the benefit of their 200 or so Latino employees. Small steps like these do not take much time or effort and will provide excellent responses and increase employee satisfaction. Many people of color say that even when they do get hired, they are not made to feel welcome or mentored. One effective way to create a more inclusive and diverse environment is by sponsoring various employee resource groups. These groups create an internal support system for people that may not otherwise feel supported or valued. Open forums also between senior executives and employees have proven to improve company culture. And finally, we need to teach people how to be allies for those who need it most. Many people, like myself, want to help, but they aren't sure how. At Kodak, leadership teams distribute magnets for people to display in their office to signal a safe space for their LGBTQ colleagues. Sometimes you will just want to talk, and it will make a monumental difference in your company culture if you encourage to do that. So, those were some of my quick tips towards diversity and inclusion. Thanks for listening and tuning in, and here's to a more diverse and inclusive future.